Hey guys, I'm Max Laferriere. I played Ghostface in Scream 6, and you're watching Craven Something Scary.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, visitors, subscribers, and patrons. You are now visiting Craven Something Scary. If it's your first time here, it's great to have you. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, make yourself at home. And if you guys have been a part of the community for a long time, well, you know what's up. Well, guys, I'm really pleased to be here tonight with you on this Thursday, which is not a night I normally stream at because, you know, I just don't. But sometimes special things, opportunities come about that require special streams, and that's what this is tonight. So before we get into it, and I'll be bringing my guest in just a moment, you all know who it is. It's why you're here. But before we do that, I do want to also bring a few other folks up on the screen for you guys that are special people. And these are my patrons, and you guys are the ones that are supporting this channel every month, helping to keep the lights on and helping me to continue to grow the channel and do more videos and live streams like the one we're having tonight with the amazing Mike Vaughn. So hang tight. Everyone on this screen you're about to see is making a difference in this channel, and I want to give them their due flowers and shout out. So here we go. Salute these folks, because I do. So yes, thank you all, you amazing, amazing patrons, or otherwise known as my Cravenites. And I also want to give a shout out to Julie and Jen Werner, who are moderating tonight's chat for us. Much appreciation to you as well for keeping the chat the place it should be, and also for putting the links up that will be going throughout the show to follow Mike on Instagram, and also information of where you can go to book Mike for private autograph signings, or if you happen to be a viewer here who has a role in booking conventions, I'm also going to be putting those links up there, and Jen's putting them up now. So you'll be able to click those links, go and get all the information that you need from Robert over there at 6Com Marketing. Fantastic guy. I have a partnership with him and 6Com for, gosh, at least a year now. And so go and check that out, and we'll be putting those links up and talking a lot more about that. In fact, you're going to have an opportunity to meet Mike this Sunday, so stay tuned. So guys, please welcome back to the channel someone that I just enjoy spending time with, and I'm honored that he's made time for us tonight to hang out, and that is Mr. Mike Vaughn. Hey.
What's up?
Love
Hello
it.
again, Craven Something Scary. How's it going?
Ooh,
I've just
man.
decided to make it my normal voice now. It's just easier.
That's hilarious. That'd be so funny if that's really how you like talked from now on.
I mean, they'd be like, well, what else can he do? Well, he's just pretty much the Ghostface guy from the TV show.
That's it.
That's it. That's all he does.
Oh
I can kiss all those commercials goodbye.
Oh, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Dino says that voice is so iconic.
Yeah, thank you.
It is.
Hello, Dino.
Dino's awesome. He's a good guy.
Right
and
on. I can actually see now. I actually moved my screen around, so I can see these now. So,
good.
Yeah. Old man figures out tech. That's the headline.
Hey, man, there's hope for us yet, my friend.
All right.
There's still hope for us. Well, welcome back, Mike, again. Thank you for making
Thanks
this
for having
time.
me.
It's my pleasure, always a pleasure. And I'm just excited to revisit the past and talk about the future and everything in between. So it's going to be
Love
good
it.
stuff. Good stuff.
Hit
And
me. Hit me
okay,
with the hardest
man.
one first. Come on. Come on.
Hold
Let's
on.
go.
I try not to do anything as hard. I like it to be easy going, man. But I'll definitely throw some stuff at you to get your thoughts on. And by the way, speaking of that, I do want to mention real quick to the chat that and people are saying hello to you, Mike. Here, love the
Hello.
series. Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
absolutely. Um,
Woo.
so for those of you in the chat, um, you can submit in your super chats now for Mike that we can move you to the front of the line. It has to be done through PayPal, but there are links being put in the chat by my moderators and at the bottom. Well, actually, no, it's not on the bottom of the screen. I don't think it might be. Anyway, check it out. If it's there, it's there. If it's not, my moderators are putting it there. And you just go to PayPal, send it to @mental relaxation, and I will be monitoring my PayPal throughout the show. And the minute I see a super chat come through, we're going to get you right up right away, and Mike will get your question or comment.
Right
So
on.
we'll get to as many as we can, but obviously, with we're limited with time and the volume of
Yeah.
people. We just won't be able to get to everybody, but it's not
Yeah.
personal. It's just how it goes. But you do have this
People, we're also
avenue.
limited by heat. I'm outside and it's like 90,
Oh,
so
oh
I can't be
gosh.
inside because there's noise. So
Oh man,
stuck
he's
outside.
literally sweating to be here
I'm
for you
sweating to be
guys.
here.
Yes, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll take the
okay,
3 pound weight loss. That's fine. For you
right?
guys. Yeah.
Exactly. Hey, listen, man, if it's any consolation, the feels like temperature where I'm at is 100 and like 104. I'm indoors with AC and a fan and sweating.
Oh
If
no,
that makes you
no.
feel any better.
That's too hot. That's too hot.
Way too hot. That's crazy. All right, guys, we're gonna get into it. And Mike, I always like to go back to kind of where things
Hmm?
began. And so, uh, could you just share with us again how everything really started for you? When did you come to the realization in your life that you wanted to pursue acting and voice
Ooh,
performing as your
ooh.
career?
I didn't. It sort of slapped me across the face, I guess. I was a writer, producer for an ad company,
Okay.
little tiny company. Our client was Ford. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of them. And I worked for
Okay.
this ad agency, and I made TV and radio commercials for local Ford dealer groups.
Okay.
And they made me kind of the radio guy for some reason. I think that was because they wanted to put baby in a corner, like, because that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
it's not TV. I liked it, and I learned to read my own scripts out loud. So there was training number one, just reading my own stuff out loud in character. And
Mm-hmm.
then I go to direct a talent at a session, and I I was young and dumb, and I didn't know this, but you're not supposed to line read them. You're not supposed to tell them how to do it, and I did because I'm a jerk and I'm, not too bright. So I did it, and that talent left, and the engineer turned around and said, you really got that Gen X thing down, because that's how long ago it was. And I said, yeah, but I don't like the sound of my own voice. And he goes, whatever. Here, take a look at this. And he shows me the contract. And I go, yeah, that's what we pay her. He goes, no, 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 no. I have to send this to, I think he said 12 or 16 markets, multiply that by 12 and 16. And I went, oh, okay,
Oh,
yeah, let's make a demo. So I
yeah.
came in one day before I was leaving Denver for Portland, and before I left, he said, "Yeah, come on in. We'll read 3 of your scripts, and I'll put them onto tape for you." So we did. Moved to Portland. I took those 3 demos, those 3 scripts that I had written, slid it under the door of a talent agent, the best one at the time in Portland. They called that Monday and said, come in right away. And
Wow.
they signed me right away. I didn't book a gig for a full year. Nothing. I kept My job was three blocks down the street from them, so I would just use my lunch or my coffee breaks and go there and record auditions onto cassette. And
Wow.
I didn't book anything for a whole year, and I didn't care because it was just fun. I was just having fun. I didn't care. I was going to be an advertising director, producer, post producer type of guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't care, and it was just having fun. Then all of a sudden, a year later, I booked something. Then I book another thing, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. So then I added some reps. I added some talent agents. Now I'm booking a lot, and then I started freelance advertising work, and this is where it all changed. I got a call from a studio that knew me and said, "Hey, can we put you in touch with Laszlo? Laszlo from Rockstar Games." I went, "Yeah."
Ooh,
And he calls me
yeah.
up on the phone and goes, "Can you record this right now?" I go, "Sure." And he goes, "All right, just say this." I didn't even have a script. He just told me what to say, and I said it. And it was a crazy caller on Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and that was so fun. I got paid. This is back way before video games were like, kind of a big thing for talent. It was kind of like
Uh-huh.
people do them and not worry about it. But I wasn't union at the time. The game's not union. I got paid $50 and a copy of the game.
Are you serious? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah, and now IMDb has taken
Dang.
the credit off of my page because my name is not in the game. Well, back in the credits. Well, back then, any sort of data they could cut out, they would because of how they had to fit it on a disc. And so all the radio callers, most of the talent from the radio were eliminated from the in-game scrolling credits at the end. But
Oh,
my name is in the
man.
book. My name is in the booklet that you get with the game. And IMDb is like, nah, we're not going to count it anyway. I'm like, okay, fine. So anyway, long story short,
Oh.
at that time after Grand Theft Auto, I looked at my life, and it was my income was 30% advertising, marketing, broadcast producer, writing, 30% uh, voiceover acting and just acting, and
Mhm.
then 30% rando gigs, from the marketing world. So I was like,
Wow.
I'll give this acting thing a try. Moved to LA in '07 and been full-time
Okay.
actor ever since.
That's so cool, man. Wow.
Yeah.
What a journey. I mean, it just, and in fact, I was going to kind of, that was one of the things I was going to ask you about was you kind of shared some of that journey. Like basically you just took it by the horns, didn't you? You basically forged your own path. And I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to move to LA. Like, what was that like when you got to LA? Cause I know it's super competitive,
Well,
like beyond crazy, right?
you're mistaken. You
Okay.
make it sound like I was brave and forged my own path. Oh no, I was shitting in my pants like constantly. Like, am I doing the right thing? Oh my, and just
Yeah.
circumstances provided enough stability. I was like 35
Okay.
years old. I had renters in the house that I owned in Portland, so I had some stability.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I moved to Portland. I had a rental house, and I remember being in the grocery store. I think it was a Ralph's or a Vaughn's, and I was getting the smallest thing of salsa I could get. I was getting the smallest
Mhm.
thing of salmon. I was so scared I was gonna run out of money, just terrified.
Oh,
I
man.
was just like, "Ugh, just I'm not gonna let this city eat me alive. I'm not gonna be stupid about money." Like, I was
Mhm.
on eggshells the whole time, and
Yeah.
I had an LA agent when I moved down, and then I fired them and went with another one, like, almost right away. And so I was still doing some marketing on the side, just to have some money. But then the year I moved down there, I booked some big stuff, and it was like, okay, I guess I can make a go. So I started taking improv and acting classes more seriously down
Ah,
down there.
okay.
So that helped. But
Wow.
no, don't make it sound like I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I was like, ha 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 ha.
Well,
Yeah,
but listen, think about how many people in life would not have the guts to take that step though. They would much, you know what? It's much safer where I'm at now and just just having the dream and not actually doing the dream. And
that's a good point. But I like to think everybody that isn't me is smarter and braver than me. So I would imagine if you or anybody was in my position, you'd do the same thing or even have a better solution. So I just always assume I'm the dumb, I'm the dumb one.
oh
So, but
my.
thank you. No, I'm not being humble. I really do think that I'd make the worst detective ever. I'd be like, oh, I totally believe him. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, what do I know? Like, it's pretty bad.
Well, Listen, man. Let me tell you, man. We see the real Mike Vaughn. Don't worry, we see it.
You're
Oh my
funny.
gosh. Hey, I want to give a real quick shout out to my good buddy, the Night Watch Zone, night over at Night Watch Zone. Good to see you, man. Glad you're here tonight. Um, and Dino says it's true. Sometimes the hardest part is just starting.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I have a colleague in one of my actor groups, and he says if actors would just show up, they would accomplish a lot. And I think that's true. Just show up.
Hmm. That's right. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, now let me
Yeah.
ask you this, because your career, man, has been so
Weird.
what I call the no, well, no, I call it very eclectic, and you got the trifecta because you've done films, you've done video games, TV shows. So I'm just curious. I don't think I ever asked you this before. Is there one of those avenues, one of those channels uh, that you consider your favorite to do? If you had
Games.
to pick, oh, but games. Okay.
Games. Oh my God. I love doing video games because it is so hard. I can't
Hmm.
do performance capture. I had a performance capture audition and I do not have the body for it, as I painfully found out when I saw my footage. But I
Oh,
love doing the voiceover in video game. Oh, don't me,
yeah.
I'm old. It's okay. Um,
Me too.
I love doing the voices in games because you don't get a script. The world is your oyster, and it's all imagination, and it's just
Hmm.
incredibly fun and rewarding work. And when the game comes out, and if people like it or say something nice about it, that's awesome. My next favorite thing is a villain in anything. So Scream was by far one of my most favorite jobs ever. That was just unbelievably fun and joyous every minute of every second. There was not a bad moment in that at all. There was not a
Hmm.
bad moment in Spider-Man: Web of Shadows. The just working with good people, good projects. That's all I want to do. And I
Yeah.
know where I fit. My uncle said this. He saw the Scream gig, and he goes, "Yeah, just do that."
There you you
I'm
know
a
it.
good
You know
villain.
you hit it.
I'm a good villain. I'm a good villain. And villains are way more fun to play anyway. So I love
Well,
it.
it's funny. I was actually going to ask you a little bit later if which is more fun to you,
Yeah.
playing the hero or the villain. And
What do
so,
you think? What do you think?
I,
Who's more fun to play? It's
I
always
mean,
the villain. It's always
right?
the villain. Hero's very first of all, I don't got the looks of the voice for a hero, my god. Um and the villains don't think they're villains. Villains think the antagonist thinks they're the protagonist. The bad guy thinks they're doing the right thing. And that's
That's
the
true.
trick to playing a bad guy, unless you're, doing a Disney cartoony thing. But
Hmm.
real villain, they don't think they're the villains. They truly believe what they believe, and it's a little off kilter. So I
That's
enjoy
true.
going there and saying, okay, that guy's got a different perspective on life. I like it. I can dig in there. I've got some
Yeah,
past trauma I can tap into.
sure.
Love it.
Right? I mean,
Love it.
well, and speaking of villains, I mean, I do want to get to some video game talk as well.
Okay.
Um, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. Hang on, Mike. 2 seconds. Be right back.
We could take a break. Yep.
Okay, just super
There we
quick.
go.
Super quick.
I'm just gonna beatbox while he's gotta like probably take a leak or something.
I'm back. See, I told you it wouldn't be that long. Yo, yo.
There.
There we
Musical
go.
interlude over.
Love it. Sorry about that. Okay.
Stuff
Um,
happens.
it does. It does, man. But let me just say, Knight says beatboxing is awesome. There you go. That's right. Um, so talking about villains, obviously,
Yeah.
we got to go to the Scream TV series because, I'd like to kind of go back, if you would, to 2015, and you officially joined the hallowed halls of being a ghost face in the Scream
Mm,
universe. And
yeah.
listen, that's very hallowed ground and among the fandom, and incredibly special to be among the alumni of Ghostface in the Scream universe. And so you're forever a part of that. Like forever, you are
Yay.
going to be a part of that group.
Oh, I
And
hope there's more. Please bring it back to TV, people.
well, that's something I've been hearing rumors. I'm going to talk to you
Oh,
about that.
stop it.
I'm serious. No, that's just rumors, but we can
Yeah,
hope.
we
But
can hope.
for real, like let's go back there. So how did the whole audition come about? The opportunity to be the voice of the Lakewood slasher.
Very straightforward. I had an LA agent at the time. They just send out auditions, and that was about the time when we all started doing them from home, our home studios. When
Okay.
I was in LA, but yeah, you do it from your home studio. So my habit of hanging out at night after everybody's asleep. At the time, I was having a nice little scotch and a cigar, and I was out on the balcony, and I was looking over my iPad with all what's due tomorrow. You know what I mean? The auditions that had come in,
Mm-hmm.
and I see this audition. It just says untitled horror series. Didn't know if it was a game or a TV show or what. And I'm looking at it. I open the script, and I'm scrolling through it, and I'm like, this is the Drew Barrymore scene in Scream 1. And I go,
Ah.
okay. I go, okay. They're hiding what it is. It must be important. I better not overthink this. Like, you know what? I'm just gonna go have fun. I'm not gonna do.
Yep.
I'm not gonna review it. I'm not gonna go back and look at that scene. I'm gonna be me making a scary ass call. I'll almost treat it like a prank phone call. So I immediately just put down my scotch and my cigar. I crawled up the stairs to my attic studio, threw on my gear, went into the booth, sat the script down, and hit roll. And I just did the scene by myself. One take, one pass, just to get it out of my system. It was kind of a FU throwaway take, like just spit it out, right? And I quit. I shut it down. I go, that was fun. That was fun. But probably gonna suck tomorrow when I'm slightly more sober and conscious and awake. It'll probably suck and I'll have to redo it or edit it. But hey, at least I got it out. I don't have to think about it. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I go back outside, finish my cigar, finish my scotch, look at the other scripts, go to bed, wake up the next morning after breakfast. I go up, fire up my gear, I listen to that take, and I literally went, "Fuck it, I'm sending that in."
Oh, wow.
So I sent in my first and only take that was just me screwing around on
Dang.
the phone. That's all it was. I did not think about it at all. And it was literally just like I wanted to just to twist somebody's finger and just like break it, just like I said this fun.
Ooh.
So it was a mixture of torture and playfulness. It was toying. It was rough
Mm-hmm.
toying. And that's all I
Yeah.
did. And
Yeah.
next thing I know, I get like I think a week, maybe 2 weeks later, they go, "Can you be at Wildfire Studio at blah 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 blah?" And I go, "Yeah, why?" "Well, you booked this thing." "Oh, really? Oh, okay." Months later, I go to that agent's office and I talk to the booth director and I go, "What? How did that happen? Like, what happened?"
Yeah.
Turns out, turns out the casting director at the time for season 1 knew me. He already knew me from coming in for on-camera auditions for other TV shows. And I'd gotten a couple
Oh.
call I never booked, but I got a couple callbacks. And so he already, I guess, knew of me, but he also happened to be friends with my booth director. And he's an on-camera casting director.
Okay.
So he called the booth director and said, "Oh, what do I do? I'm not trained for this. How do you pick?" And the booth director goes, "Just pick Mike." And it was between me and one other guy. So I owe that booth director that whole gig. So
That's
he
awesome.
he just said, "Just book Mike," because it was me and some other guy, and I don't. And everybody asked me, "Did they ask Roger?" No, I don't even think they went to his
Mhm.
agent or asked him, and I don't know why. Same thing with Spider-Man. Why didn't they use somebody else? I don't know. You have no control over that. So
Yep.
it's random. Same reason why I'm like, the casting spec was me. Why didn't I book it? Uh,
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
happened. So it's just like, it's crazy kooky. It's like
Mhm.
playing at the casino.
Wow, man, but and
Yeah.
it's just amazing though because I love like I mean your unique your sound is was so unique and the tone, everything else, and I love that you know you made even though this in the TV series um well I mean let's just be honest it is Ghostface and but you did such a great job of making it your own
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I really I jumped out to me from the first episode. Like, okay, the guy voicing Ghostface here is clearly forging his own path with the character and the sound and the tones. And I really thought that was great. I mean, I just totally dug the sound that you
Well,
brought.
I'll give you a little insight. Sorry, I've never told anybody, I think, about this before either, but I am a terrible impressionist. So I work with people that can impersonate anybody. I am not one of them. So I'm like, whenever they're like, try to sound like so and so, I'm like, no, I'm terrible at it. Absolutely not. It takes me months or weeks to get a voice down. It took me, oh my God, 3 months to try to even get close to Elon Musk, and I'm still not there. So it's
Wow.
terrible.
Hey,
I'm really bad at it. But the people I work with, especially like on looping jobs, like the
yeah.
big names in VO,
Hmm.
they'll make your head spin. You will think you are next to like Brian Cox or Michael Caine. You'll be like, what? Like they are so good. It
Oh
blows my mind.
wow.
But that is not my ability, not my skill set.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a different talents, right? Everybody
Yeah,
has different talents,
yeah,
and
yeah,
well,
yeah.
but I just love the way you sound with with that Liquid Slasher voice when you go into that and you hear it on
Thanks.
the phone. It's really good, and I was wondering if other than just the joy of playing a villain, which is enough, can be enough, but was
Yeah.
there any additional inspiration that maybe helped you shape your mindset when you saw the lines to perform them? Like, I want to get this is what I want this character to sound like, and I'm just curious if anything else went into your thoughts process of it.
No, it's I try to simplify things. So really it's just like
Okay.
I see the scene on screen because everything's already edited. And I go, okay, what is Bex trying to do? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, what is my caller's perspective? They never told me who the killer was, so I don't know who to, like portray a be inside of, which is fine. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I have to be like, okay, how much do I think I know, and what is she doing? Because sometimes if let's say she's folding her shirt, I can't say anything about folding a shirt, so I have to
Mm-hmm.
take both perspectives. So I have to know what's her what's her objective, what's she going for, where am I? Okay, what is my job? Da, 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 da. And I just put it together within seconds, and it's just like, okay, I'm gonna try this. If they don't like it, we'll try another pass, and I'll try something different. So it's just like trying little different kind of like techniques, but just different ways of communicating what I want to her
Mm-hmm.
and what I want her to do. That was mostly it. It was like you are toying and
Yeah.
getting them, and that was the caller's thing. Was it was always, I need them to do X. How can I do that? And that's really all it came down to. And so it was just moment by moment and being in the moment. So the greater thing of thinking anything more than that, nah. I mean, they
Okay.
don't give you enough to do that either. And if they had given me too much, it might have given away to the viewers who the killer was anyway. So that was
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's true. You gotta be the impossible
Hmm.
to nail down. You gotta be that, unknown factor.
Right.
So
Right. If I
and
had said anything in the first season, like, I got to get back to my editor now, you would know it was the podcast chick. Like,
right. Oh
I'm,
gosh. Oh man.
I'm kidding. Everything's scripted.
Oh, that's funny. Um, so I guess I ask you this, like, actually, before I ask you that, we got a super chat question. All right,
All
thank
right.
you.
Woohoo.
Julie sent in a $5 super chat. Thank you for that.
Hello,
And
Julie.
ooh, dude, that's so awesome. Um, her question for you, Mike, is she said one of the worst nights of college for me was when I
Mm.
read the news that season 3 of Scream was canceled slash being rebooted. which they got away from the whole
Mm.
Lakewood story. What was it like for you to hear that news, Mike? Question mark.
Uh, did I hear it from you? I feel like I don't know. They didn't say we didn't hear anything. So
Oh.
basically, after season one, it was dead silent, and so we figured, moving on. Nothing's
Mm-hmm.
happening. And then while they were shooting, or when they were wrapping up shooting, then they contacted my agent and said, "Okay, we need Mike back for season two." And it was just like weeks' notice or something. So it
Wow.
was like no communication for whatever reason. I don't know. After season two, there was no communication, no news of their shooting,
Mm-hmm.
no nothing. It was again dead silence. And I think I either heard or my gut just sort of tells me that the other actors are getting offers on other stuff. And they're like,
Mm-hmm.
well, if you're not, and this is what happens if you don't tell people, they gotta
Yeah.
move on. So those talented on-screen actors are like, if they hadn't been killed off, they're like, okay, I'm gonna go do something else now. And
Yeah.
then if they did come back, it was like, oh, they're not available. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe that's why season three went the way it did. I don't know. I really honestly don't know. We just got
Could be.
no information, nothing. And then I don't know if it was before season three or after season three was the Harvey Weinstein
Oh gosh.
stuff, and this was a
Yeah.
Weinstein project. So I don't know, but we heard absolutely nothing, just nothing, and so it was a
Man.
surprise. I found out when everybody else found out. So I love it when people on Instagram will message me and want to know stuff about Scream, and I'm like, honey, I know as much as you do.
Yeah.
Literally. And you want to talk about knowing even less than the fans know, work on a Marvel project or a Disney project. You
Oh.
will find nothing, or video games. They don't even tell you the name of the game. Like we actors know nothing until we're neck deep in it. Like
Wow.
literally. Yeah.
That
I
makes it.
didn't even know. I didn't even know I was on a Final Fantasy game for
Yeah.
3 effing years. 3 years I was on a Final Fantasy game and had no idea. No idea.
Oh my gosh.
The project was called Yellow Pea.
What?
Code names.
Wow.
They use code names. They use code
Code
names.
names. Yeah.
Code names. Yeah. So you never know. And there's nothing to look
Ah.
up. There's no research to get. Nothing. It's like, okay. That's why I like games. They're
Unbelievable.
a challenge. They're a challenge. They're so much fun.
Oh, that. I mean, yeah, because you don't have any context. You're just
I,
reading
I get to
lines.
play. I get to
Yeah.
play. And I like improv a lot.
Yeah.
I go off book a lot.
Wow. Oh, well, Julie said, that's awful and so rude on their part. Thank you for your response, Mike.
No, it's not. No, it's. I get it. It's they don't want leaks. They don't want
Yeah.
leaks. They want their IPs protected. They don't. I get it. I totally get it and respect it. It would be nice if they trusted the actors a little more and just said, "Hey, da,
Yeah.
da, da, da." And there's also that thing where it's like, okay, we're gonna pay you scale, and then your agent finds out, oh, it's Call of Duty. Oh, we should have asked for double scale. And it's too late. So
Mm,
there's also that part of the business.
yeah, that would sting, man.
I
Gosh.
mean, no, nobody gets double scale anymore, but we used to.
Back in the day, right?
Back in the day.
Back in the
Back in the
day.
day.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. So if anybody wants
Wow.
to be an actor, just be prepared for some dropping wages. That's why you got to do
Mm-hmm.
everything. You got to do everything that falls in your lap
Yep.
that you like. Don't do stuff you don't like. But
Yeah. Yeah. It makes sense, man, because you gotta, like Mike Matthew Lillard said, this was probably a year ago, because he's
mm,
been in movies since then. But at the time, maybe 2 years ago, at a con, he was doing a Q&A, and he
mm,
said that he had not been in a movie for on his camera for one whole year.
yeah.
And he's
Oh
like,
wow.
now he's done other things, right? Like Scooby
Yeah.
Doo cartoons and whatever. But he's like, his whole point was kind of what you're echoing. He's like, for the working class actor, you're not your Tom Cruises, Tom Hanks, these kind of
Mm,
people.
yep.
The majority of actors or working blue collar actors, he says you are working from gig to gig, man. You got to feed your family. pay the
Yeah.
rent, all that stuff. And
Yep.
so I get it. And that he even said one time, sometimes we unfortunately take roles that we not necessarily would take if we, but
Mhm.
we have to get a check, and you have to work. So,
Yeah.
but he always says no one ever intentionally sets out to make a bad movie. And,
That's true.
everyone's doing their best. It's just,
Yeah.
you
I'm
know,
on the same page with all of that. The working class actor journey, everybody thinks, "Oh my gosh, you make how much a day on a video game?" Yeah, but I don't work every day.
mm-hmm.
I did
Yep.
Call of Duty World at War Zombies. I did that in one day, one session, and that's all I got. So,
Mm,
and I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying there's a misconception that,
yep.
working, people who have credits and are working are just rolling in the dough. Not true at all. We really roll in the dough when an ad campaign goes crazy, and those rates have plummeted. So
Uh,
what I tell all my colleagues that are wondering how I'm pulling it together, first, marry somebody who makes money. That helps. I have a therapist wife. The other thing you can do is when you have a really good year, I had a banner year last year because I was doing a YouTube channel. I was a host for a YouTube channel. I made a
oh,
I made a good chunk of change on that. Did I spend it? No. You just have a ridiculous size checking or accessible account,
mm-hmm.
and you wait for a bad year like this year, and you just and so like I've had these years, 07, 08, I did really great. Economy tanks, scary voices and male voices weren't very popular. So
Mm-hmm.
2009 and 10 were really brutal, like really down here, like, oh my gosh, am I ever going to work again? And then it goes back up. So if you plop when you're trying to work the camera here, you get a good year, you plop that money into account, the bad year sort of can be ridden out.
There you go.
And
Sure.
that's what you have to do. And it sucks that you can't invest, a little more
Mm-hmm.
long term or things like that, but it's just a different model. And I say I have an average middle class income if you take the average over 3 to 5 years.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, and
Wow.
learn all the self-employment tricks,
Mm-hmm.
have an accountant. These are just basic things that all working class actors have to do now. It's
Mm-hmm.
insane. Yep.
Well, it's definitely it's definitely a passion thing, right? It's definitely a passion thing, and of course, like you
Y
say, when the larger paydays hit, it's
Yeah.
great, but that's not every payday,
I
and
quit I quit that payday gig last year because I couldn't take it anymore. The scripts were unreadable,
mm,
literally unreadable. And I was
wow,
just like, I can't do this anymore. I just can't do it. So as soon as my contract was up, I was like, nope, no effing
yeah,
way. Oh, I
mm-hmm.
threw little tantrums at the recordings when the scripts were bad. I was such a little prima donna. Side of me nobody should ever have to see. I screamed at them one time because
Oh wow,
they threw my daughter's name into a script, and I'm just like, "Oh, you motherfuckers." I had a fit. Yeah, it
mm,
was just but they were paying, they own you, and it's just like, "Oh my
yep,
god." So, lesson learned, and that's a commercial gig for, it's one of those YouTube, "Hey guys, top 5 things you need to know."
oh yeah, yeah,
Hated
mm-hmm.
it, hated it, but man, that I got the gig in the middle of COVID, so you can imagine why I took the gig.
Ooh, yeah,
Like, I was so blessed and so lucky to like, "Oh my god, somebody wants to pay me in the middle of COVID. Great, I'll take it." First year, great, I could change the scripts, it was awesome. Midway in the second year, they're like, "Don't change the scripts," and I'm like,
mm-hmm.
"Oh." It's
Oh
really
gosh,
painful, really painful.
oh man,
No, no,
well,
no sorries, no empathies. I'm just saying,
yeah,
sometimes you do it for the paycheck, and then when you
right.
feel like you had enough, and. But yeah, acting is the dumbest career choice anybody could make. So yeah, you're definitely doing it for the art. It's so
Yes.
stupid. Because I mean, if you consider like an audition a job interview, right? Sort of an
Yeah,
audition. I
that's
do
right.
100 of those a month, and I don't hear anything for months. So
Wow. Dang, man. Yeah,
yeah.
and then the phone rings and then boom, right? Back
You
at it.
you never know. You never know. I I'll do an audition for something, and they're like, "We liked your audition, but not for that role. Here's another role. You want it? Sure."
Yeah, why
That
not?
happens a lot. That happens a lot. And I get a lot of zombies and dead soldiers dying and, throat ripper stuff now.
Oh
So
man,
I'll do that as long as I can.
heck yeah!
Yeah.
You still get to be a villain in some ways, even then.
Oh, I love that stuff. And they're all the
Yeah.
studios and the producers, they're all so nice about like, don't hurt yourself. I'm like, nah, don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. I'm fine. Let's go.
Oh gosh. Now, speaking of, we touched on this a little bit earlier. Talking about Scream again. There has been rumors going around for a little while now. Of course, grain of salt and all that, but that there could be a new return, I should say, to Scream the TV series. And now I don't know if it's going to be connected. The rumor was it would be connected with the current movie series, but that kind of
Oh.
changed though because Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega are gone. So Sydney Prescott is back for Scream 7 coming
Mm.
up. She's the lead like she used to be again. I'm like, yes. And Kevin Williamson, who wrote the first 2 Screams, he's back. He's directing actually the next Scream film, which is
Well, I mean,
wild.
it's got to go to Roger Jackson. It's got to go to
Well,
Roger
but here's
Jackson
the
at
thing
this
we
point,
don't know,
right?
Mike. Well, the movie, he actually has already signed
got
on for
to.
the movie.
Yeah.
But what we don't know is if the series rumor comes true. We don't know if it's going to be. Is it
Oh,
going to be
I thought. Oh,
Ghostface?
you were talking about the movie. I thought you were already talking about the series. Based on that, the
Oh,
series was
sorry.
going to be
No,
directed by the director who did the first 2.
no,
Sorry,
no, no.
no.
Sorry.
If the director from the films does the
Yeah.
TV series, absolutely go to Roger. Are you kidding?
Right. Sure.
But if
Sure.
it's
Yeah.
the characters from the first 2 seasons, it should be me. But if it's
Oh,
the
it's got
characters
to
from
be.
the 3rd season, then it's got to be Roger Jackson. And
Well,
if it's all new, pick somebody new.
well,
It's fine. It's fine.
I mean,
Try to find somebody scarier than this. I dare you.
I like that, man. Little things I can clip out. That's why when you start going into Ghostface's voice, I try to shut up. I'm like, oh, don't say anything.
It's
But
not
no,
as good as it
seriously.
could be. I haven't had a cigar in a while. I need to-
That can always be arranged. I'm sure.
All right.
But no, man. If there is I'm gonna say it like this: if there is a Scream TV series return,
Mm.
I want you back. I want you back. I'm on record. It's my opinion, but that's what. But dadgummit, on this channel, my opinion matters. At least one place.
You know what?
So
We're birds of a feather in that one, and you're
yeah,
preaching to the choir here. I've never heard these rumors. I don't know what's true. But if
okay.
you and your 10,000 subscribers all sent that letter that said, could you stick Mike Vaughn in the TV series? They'll be like, oh, all right. That helps.
Yeah,
That helps.
absolutely.
But you know what? If everybody actually does that and that actually happens, I will throw a party somewhere for everybody at some point, or we'll do something. Well, I'll do something for everybody that sent in a letter to do that. But and I know I'm never gonna have to, because I know they're not bringing back a goddamn TV series. I just know it.
It's
All
every
those
year.
actors have moved on. Are you kidding?
I know, it's true. They would have to. It would almost have to be a reboot or connect it to the movie series somehow. But yeah, I'm going to hold out hope, Mike. I'm going to hold out hope. Even though those actors have moved on and gone on, and Mike, we may have lost you, Mike. If you can hear me, I may have lost you. If you need to jump out of StreamYard and back in, it's cool. Right now, you're frozen.
I'm trying to move on.
Oh, there you are. Nope.
Okay.
I got you now.
Okay.
Just for a minute there, you were frozen, but we're good now.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
It's all good.
Sorry about that.
No, but anyway,
Sunspots.
like I say, if it's TV, it needs to be. You need to be on there. That's my position.
That's fine. I mean, great. Mine too. Let's see if they do it.
Heck yeah.
You want to place a bet? You want to do like a wager?
Ooh.
So like I'll bet there is no TV series coming, and we'll set a time frame, and then if it doesn't, you owe me something. But then if a TV series does come, I'll give you like 10% of my first episode or something. You want to do that?
Okay, that sounds amazing. So I'm on board there.
It's not as much as you think.
Oh, dude. I'm like 10%? Ooh, but yeah.
Oh, you clearly do not know my pay scale.
It's all right, man. It's all good, brother. But no, it's we can always hold
We'll have
out.
friendly wager. Let's have a friendly wager. Let's have it. I
Sure,
told you so bet. Okay,
of
I'm
course.
telling you, there's no series coming.
Nothing.
Scream's TV series. I don't think so. I don't think
Okay.
so. All right, and you say there is, and
I
so
say it
you'll get.
will.
I told you so, Reds.
What do you say?
I
2 years? 1 year? What kind of window?
I think you need to go longer than that. Let's go 3.
Okay. three
Let's go
years.
3. Yeah,
You
yeah,
got
yeah,
a
yeah,
deal.
yeah, yeah. All right.
So
Yeah, I just
August of
ensured another interview in 3 years.
see, guaranteed. And many more before then.
Oh, the self promotion whore I am. I love it.
Oh, I love it. I love having you here. In fact, and by the way, you guys have seen me put this on the screen. If you would like to book Mike for a convention appearance at your convention and you're watching this video,
Oh yeah.
you can do so. Or you know what? You can do a private autograph signing where it will just be Mike signing your items, however many you'd like to do. It's all negotiable. And it's through 6Com Marketing. There's the website on the screen and in the chat. Click that link, and Robert at 6Com's Marketing will be able to assist you for booking availability and fees. So that's where you want to go because Mike is ready to come to your convention. He's ready to do your private signings.
I don't know if I
And
am. So you need to know the whole story. I did Stockton Con a couple years ago, and I had fun. Like I had a
mhm,
genuine blast.
yeah,
Some of my colleagues were there. There were some huge names. I had a blast at Stockton Con. Are you still there? Am I frozen?
I'm here. Yes, sorry.
Okay,
No,
I
we're
just
good.
want
We're
to
good.
say, and I had fun, but I did not do well with the numbers. Not because
Gotcha.
I was I was the smallest fish in that pond, for sure. People are like, "Who are you?" So I get it. This next one on Sunday is
Yeah,
just me, only me. So
that's right.
it's kind of a test for me because I
Hmm.
told Sixcom Marketing, I'm like, man, you think too highly of me. I don't know about this. And he's like,
No.
just like I made a bet with you, I'm making a bet with him. I'm like, all right, let's see. So Sunday will be a test. And
Yeah,
I love meeting fans and playing with them and talking and doing
sure.
that. So it's not like I'm doing it for the moolah.
Yeah, yeah,
Clearly not. But
yeah.
I do enjoy it. I do have some free time. I can go do it now. So it's like, okay,
Okay.
let's give it a
Well,
shot.
well, guys, I'm glad. Let's expand on that because this Sunday, I'm going to put this up.
Oh,
This
right.
is a really amazing opportunity, guys. It's on Sunday the 4th from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's the Inspiration Card Party. And there is going to be, if you're into trading cards, whether it be sports, Pokemon, yeah, vintage toy collections, Funko Pops, any of that stuff, you're going to have over 100 vendors that you can trade and buy and sell from. And of course, the highlight of the day is, of course, Mr. Mike Vaughn being there from 10 to 7, and you will have the opportunity to purchase photo op with Mike, purchase autographs, and he'll autograph your item, or he'll autograph. There'll be items there, pictures, etc., that you can autograph, or he can autograph for you, I should say. And here's the kicker: unlike a lot of cons, a lot of conventions and events, these type things, these shows, this is free admission. You don't even have to buy a ticket to get in the door. So that way you can take that money and spend it on my guest for his photos and autographs. So this is going to be an amazing thing. It's in Taylor, Michigan, which is about 23 minutes outside of Detroit, Michigan. So it's there, and there's links in the chat right now with the information, and it is at the Kudos Tap Room,
Room.
and let me get this right because that's not there's another part to it, and hang on, I want to get this I want to get this right. Um, Give
I
me a
think Kudos
second.
Tap Room is fine. That's fine. It's basically like a
Yeah,
giant Dave and Buster. I mean, did you see it? Did you
yeah.
look at their website? They got
I looked at it.
everything. Oh my,
Yes,
there is so much to do. This place is huge. I don't
yes.
even think I'm booked in a hotel. I'm planning on just getting drunk and staying there all night and then getting the plane in the morning. So, like, this place has so much going on. It's crazy. Like,
Oh
you don't
yeah,
even have to go
it's
for the you don't go for the card show, but if you feel like doing what they got, like pickleball,
they
cornhole,
do
they got everything.
arcade.
It's like arcade, they got
Yeah,
everything. It's like, dang, all right. I might
exactly.
not be
It's
at my table. You might have to go
where'd
find
it
me.
go? Oh yeah, it's Kudos Tap Room and Field House. There it is. I knew
Field house.
I just went blank on the field house. But yeah, he's right. And this is the other cool thing about it is it is very family friendly. It's for all ages, and there's something for everybody.
Not family
And
friendly at my table. I dropped too many F bombs. Sorry.
so in that little that little six by
I'm
five area,
kidding. I'll be nice.
no,
I'll be nice.
absolutely. And so guys, really, if you are at all within driving distance or even short traveling distance, man, get on a plane, go fly to Detroit and go out to Taylor, Michigan. Kudos, um, Tap Room and a Field House. It's all here. Go to their website and meet Mike on Sunday. You get to meet him in person, and you already see how great of a guy he is. You know you're gonna have a blast. And getting the voice of the Lakewood Slasher, a ghost face, guys. So listen, you got to do it. I'm just telling you, if I was able to go, I would be there without even hesitation.
That's why I reached out to
Um,
you. I was hoping you'd go and we do a live interview.
I
That's what I was
know.
angling for. That would have been
I
dope.
just, it was so cool, man. Mike reached out to ask if I was, would be able to make it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Uh,
but
but I will also tell people how to do voice work at my table. I love doing that.
nice,
We play at my table.
love it.
So
Oh
yeah,
man,
I'll figure out how to teach little kids how to do zombie voices, how to scare their parents. So it's a little
there
family
you go.
friendly. And then
Heck
if other
yeah,
people have questions about the business, because every voiceover actor hears, I've been told I should do voice work. I'll set you straight.
yeah, right. I'll see if you got what it takes. I can.
I'll set you straight.
Oh my gosh, guys, this is so cool. And again, yeah, there it is again. It's in the chat. Thank you, Val. It's right there. It's the address. You can go to their website as well. Just type in Kudos Tap Room and Field House. You go. That's what I did. I went to Google, typed in the name, popped right up at the
Yeah,
top.
pops right up. Yeah.
Pops right up, and yeah, go and say hello to our friend Mike, friend of the channel, and let him know that you're a Cravenite. That would be pretty cool too. Yeah.
Cravenite. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
I don't know. I'd heard that one before. That's good. That's good.
Anytime I can use Wes Craven's name to honor him,
Yeah.
I'll do it. And like a Cravenite works, it fits.
Yeah.
And I ran it by some people, that are been faithful
Yep.
supporters. Said, "Is this cheesy or not? You tell me." And they're like, "No, I like it. I think it's
No. Yeah,
cool."
that's good.
Okay,
Yeah, I
okay.
agree. I
Oh,
agree.
thank
It's
you,
good.
buddy. Thank you. Now listen, we're not going to go much crazy long because Mike is out of town. He's being gracious to do this while he's out of
Yeah, this
town.
is not
Even.
my house. Not my house. This is my in-laws' house.
Oh man,
There's
that's
a thumb up.
that's so funny.
Not my house. My yard
Well,
is about a quarter of that size and covered in toys and muck. So
it's just
not
lived
even
in, bro.
close.
That's all right. It's lived
Oh
in.
my God.
That's
Oh
there.
my
I'm
God.
always going to give it an outlet, man. Always. Um,
Oh,
but no, seriously though, guys, our time is starting to wind down. We're not gonna keep Mike much longer. He's like I say, he's been with us for 56 minutes already, and so
woo.
let's maybe just for another 5 or 10, if that's okay, we could just jump into some video game talk real quick
Yeah.
because this is a huge thing. And man, I just had to say, Spider-Man: Web of Shadows in 2008. How cool is it to have been the voice of Spider-Man? That's got to feel pretty awesome.
Yeah, it felt great when it bombed, and the
Well,
reviewers were like, "What's with his voice?" and blah 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 blah. Cut to 15 years later, and people are like, "Oh, I love that game in my childhood." Da, 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 da." So it was one of those things
yeah,
where like any sort of culty project, you know what I mean,
sure.
has like after some time has passed, people then remember it fondly.
That's right.
At the time, oh boy, did it got like 5 out of 10 in IGN or something. Like it was, but all Spider-Man games had done really poorly up to
Mhm,
that point. And
mhm.
I found out recently that I'm a meme from that game. I had no idea.
What?
I had no idea. I got a request on Cameo to do "Where is Cage and his search party?" like screaming it out of nowhere. And I was like, I had to look it up. I'm like, what are they talking about? And then there's this whole thing of people making fun of Spider-Man. Like he calmly puts somebody on a stretcher. I don't know if it's MJ or no, it couldn't have been MJ. I don't know. Put somebody on a stretcher and he's calm like this. And then all of a sudden he turns to the guy and goes, "We're engaged at a search party," and like just flips out. And it is so funny. Like I was like, I've never seen that before because I never played the game, and it is hilarious. And somebody finally asked me, why did that happen? Well, first of all, no actor has complete control over what's chosen, right? You do a bunch of different takes, different ways.
Sure.
At the time, in the script, in the session, it was done, there was action happening. There was people getting hit, bombs going off, symbiotes going everywhere. And it
Mm.
was like, I was like, where's, like, I remember this line because it was like, the stuff's going off around you, cars are being flown over your head, and it's loud, and you got to communicate to the EMT person. So that's why I did, "Where's Cage and his search party?" And I remember doing that
Mhm.
exactly. Well, they get to production time, and for whatever reason in programming, they can't make that scene happen because too much data
Oh,
or it doesn't sync up or whatever happens. And so they had what they had, and it did not sync up. They didn't have the animation happening. So
okay.
that made perfect. When I explained it to him, the guy goes, "Yeah, that makes perfect sense." And you got to remember too, this is a 2008 video game,
True,
right?
true.
The technology was not there to make quick and easy changes. So, there are no updates back then. So you get what you get. And that's just sort of how I think that happened. But I'm so honored to become an obnoxious me. That's for like freaking out. I love it. I love it. So I got to get a shirt made and figure that out. It's hilarious. All right, did I lose you? Yeah, I lost you. Oh crap. Oh no. You there? Oh no, I lost you. Oh, I hear you. Now you're
There
back.
we go. Sorry about that. We just got sometimes it happens on Wi-Fi.
It happens.
It happens.
It
So you were
happens.
saying there was too much data they couldn't use.
We don't know. I mean, we don't know, but you can tell that like there's a weird pause, there's a weird edit. So you can tell that
Ah,
like the action, they didn't include the action for that scene for whatever reason. So you can tell it's a edit data thing in the game. You can
okay.
tell. You can tell. So that's why it was said that way because there was supposed to be action and there wasn't action. So
Well, you know, all you
it's
can do
okay.
is what it's all you can do is do your part, and that's
I
it. That's
did my part, and now I get messages about how that game kids love, they're adults now, but they loved it when
hmm
they were a kid and things like that. So I would say the adults when it came out didn't love it. The kids were playing it, and now that they're older, they have fond memories of it. So it's kind of got
that's so
new
cool, man.
a new fond memory of it. My memories of doing that gig are nothing but pleasure. That studio, those people, everybody was awesome. That was a
hmm
really fun gig. I had 20 sessions to put that together. So
Wow.
it was a lot. Yeah, it was so much
Well,
fun.
hey, real quick, excuse me, as we are
Mhm.
wrapping up, I have to at least say, speaking of a lot, I'm going to piggyback on that because you have done, check this out, guys, in case you didn't know in the chat, This Mike has done 12 Super Mario Brothers games since 2009. That is insane, man. That is incredible. As the voice of Iggy Koopa.
And
So,
Ludwig.
and Ludwig, excuse me. So
Yeah.
tell us, Mike, what does it feel like to be a part of such an iconic game franchise? Because, man, Super Mario Brothers 3, when I was a teenager, that was the jam. I mean, I played that thing
You
constantly.
want me? You want me to deliver the bad news again about the Nintendo franchise? You
Sure.
forgot, didn't you? You
I just
forgot.
remembered. I just remembered.
Yeah. Oh, you are eating your tongue now, aren't you?
I am. I'm
Oh,
like,
you
oh
swallow those words
no. I
back.
just said
I
the
warned
wrong
you. I said,
thing.
don't ever bring up Nintendo unless you want the truth. So I did one game. I literally voiced one game.
Oh, that's
One session in 2007. 2007, they flew me up from LA to um, to Seattle. I did one
yep.
3-hour session with a bunch of random
Hmm.
efforts and things for Iggy and Ludwig for New Super Mario Brothers. Stop, end story. That was the only thing I was supposed to do voice for. It was the first game with that kind of
Hmm.
attention to voice detail and all that.
Yeah.
So a few years passed by. It was a great session. It was a great session. And in the contract I caused some controversy with them. I upset them because I crossed out in the contract they can use it for any and all. And I wrote, nope, you cannot use this for advertising or
Oh.
marketing. And they had a fit. My agent had a fit. And I go, I don't care. I don't want this to end up in an ad and me not,
Hmm.
because the game already didn't have residuals. Union or not, there were no residuals in games. There still aren't.
That's
So
so crazy.
it's crazy, but it
It's
is what it is.
crazy.
And I'm like, okay, you're not paying residuals. I'm not helping you sell the game. Don't put my character in the ads. Sorry. And they were like, they finally they just went, okay, fine. So cut to a few years later, I see on IMDb I'm being credited for new Mario Brothers games.
Hmm.
I figured that's got to be an error. 5 years passed by.
Yep.
Oh, okay. There's a lot more credits now that I did not do. So I checked with my agent. Is this a mistake? What are they doing? No, they cut, copied, and pasted my work from 2007 into every single game up until I think last year. They're
Good
still doing
gosh.
it. They're still doing it for Ludwig, but Ludwig doesn't show up that much. They after year 5, they went to my agent and said, "Will he do more lines?" And I said, "Will you pay per game like you're supposed to?" And
Uh-huh.
they said no, and I said no, and they kept pasting. I got up to like 19 or something credits that I never
Yeah.
actually voiced. They just sucked the files. They just transferred the files over, and
Dude.
and it's fine. Like they're playing by the rules of their contract. But
Right.
my displeasure is that they're charging players full price for a new game.
Hmm.
That's kind of icky. It's like,
Yeah.
what are we, $1,000 a game? Really? That's breaking the bank, Nintendo? All right, fine. And they're
Yeah.
hugely they're notorious for being anti-union. So anyway, fine. Just recently they replaced me with somebody else for Iggy. And I talked to the guy and I just said, "Hey, just so you know, here's what you're getting into." And he goes, "Oh my God, thank you."
Hmm.
And so we're colleagues now, I guess, or whatever. So he knows
Yeah.
what's up. He knows what's up, and it's fine, and that's great. And they did their thing, and that's what it is. And so thanks for the gig, Nintendo, but
Right.
shame on you for not paying a fair authority
Yeah.
when you port it into a new game. Luckily for them, it's gibberish, and I guess they can get away with it. In my opinion, as somebody that does ADR, if Iggy jumps a different way in a game, it's a different voice. It's a different sound. It can't
Right.
possibly be the same sound if he's jumping and moving in different ways and looks slightly better or
Yeah.
different every year. It doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. And
Right.
I then calmed down when I realized I did the end voiceover tag for a bunch of Nintendo ads through an ad agency. So not directly through Nintendo, but through a Chicago ad agency. I did like
Hmm.
9 Nintendo ads, and
Okay.
that was very lucrative, and it forced me to join SAG after that. So
Nice.
it's sort of bittersweet. I'm a big social justice guy when it comes to wages and working conditions
Sure.
and things like that. And so this is one client that's always bugged me. And it's not, I could sue. I could sue the feel of the contract and all that. But what would I be claiming is my damage? $1,000 a game?
Right.
That's not worth the lawyer fees. So it's like, okay, Nintendo,
Exactly. Yeah.
you win. But I will say this, I still don't encourage kids to buy a Nintendo system because of it. I'm like,
Yeah. I get that.
just saying. And I'm not worried about booking any Nintendo gigs since because they really only cast out of the Pacific Northwest. They do not cast LA talent. Good luck.
Wow.
Good luck, guys. Like, enjoy.
Yeah.
And they wonder why their stock is always plummeting and PlayStation and Xbox kicks their ass every year.
Hmm.
Just saying.
I gotta tell you,
Be nice to your employees, people. That's a lesson for all of you listening.
that's
Be
true.
nice, be fair to your employees, be fair to your
Very.
contractors. I'm just saying.
That's right. And I'm all about the PlayStation anyway. That's my jam.
Oh, my 7-year-old plays GTA Online. We play it together. We have 2 PlayStations, and I've networked them so we can play together. Oh, it's a
That's
blast.
awesome.
It's a blast. Oh my God. Love
That's so great.
GTA.
I do too. It's so much fun. It's like, oh my gosh. And real quick, guys, we'll do one last question here from the chat. Just wanted to put up real quick here, Mike. It's be quick.
Is the question, why is your Wi-Fi so bad? It's because I'm outside.
Right? No. It says, Mr. Vaughn, as the voice of the Liquid Slasher, what was the hardest moment for you, and what was working with Jason and Tracy like? I'm a fan of both. So I guess there's,
The
yeah.
hardest moment was when I knew it was the last line of
Aw.
the whole thing. So whenever it's the last line of the session, and I knew it was like episode 8 or whatever the last episode was, that's always hard. Just like I want to keep going. The sad goodbyes. But there was no hard line in any of it because if you listen closely to the killer's voice, there's nothing but joy and pleasure in what
Mm,
the killer is doing. So it was
yeah.
nothing but fun, just evil fun. I didn't get to work with those. They're talking about on-camera talent.
Yeah.
I'm not on set. So
Mm,
for those of you that don't know how this works, they went to Louisiana, I believe, and shot everything on camera, right? And
mhm.
when they're recording the on-camera talent responding to a phone call, it's somebody on the set just saying the lines rather flatly. And
Okay.
so I could hear sometimes that somebody in the background saying the lines, and there's nothing on the phone. The phone is like green screened sometimes, and they're just holding it up to their
Mhm.
head. And so they're hearing somebody on the set say the killer's line, and then they respond to it. So then once it's all shot, then it gets edited. And I don't come in until they're in what's called picture lock, which means they're not going to change any visual edits. But now they're going to fix the audio for the final edit that they have. So then they bring me in, they bring the loop group in, they fix all the audio and they make it perfect. So audio is actually the last thing that's done. Usually, sometimes coloring or maybe some effects are done afterwards. But
Mhm.
we're basically the end of the line. So I have to fit, I guess this could be the hardest thing I did, but it wasn't hard for me. I had to fit my line into there's 3 beeps, beep, 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 and then I have to talk, and I have to fit that exact time frame that they did in the edit, in the set,
Oh.
and then I'm out. So I have the script in front of me, I've got a giant screen behind the script, and I've got a microphone in between the 2, and I've got a headphone on, and I can hear like the one I remember is Bex and her bedroom scene, and she kind of gets the upper hand on the killer. And so I remember that and how that went, and it was beep beep beep. She stops talking. After that 3rd beep, I deliver my lines. I don't have to worry about matching any mouths because it's over the phone, so that's easy. But I
That's
have to
good.
fit exactly what I want to say exactly in time and get out exactly at the end time, which is also a skill you need for video games and ADR looping work. So,
Wow.
so the only on-camera talent I saw was Jake, the dad, who's Tom Everett Scott. I think he's pretty well
Uh-huh.
known.
Yeah.
And Amadeus
Oh, yeah.
Surfer.
I love him.
I saw those 3 in passing in the studio. And
Okay.
then the most famous person I saw at the studio was Bo, what's his name?
Oh,
Screwed up the
shoot.
Oscars.
Oh, dude.
Remember the guy that screwed up the Oscars? What was his name?
Let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna find it. Hang on.
Oh, wait.
I know it's.
I always do this in interviews. I screw up his name, and then when I'm not in interviews, I have it right at the ready.
Oh
I'm
gosh,
such
bro.
an idiot. Anyway,
I'm trying to remember. Trying to
don't worry
remember
about
what
it.
character
Anyway,
he played.
y'all can look it up. But he was even better looking in person. I was like, Jesus. And we had a little friendly tiff over who gets the table because I had to sign contracts and he wanted to take a nap. And so we were like, we were having just a tiny bit of fun. And that was my most famous sighting. And he had nothing to do with Scream. He was there for his own project in a different studio, in a different room.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I did meet some of those from the series, but it's just in passing because they're punching up their lines. They're also going in to fix lines that they're either adding or correcting or making changes to. And so that's called
Gotcha.
ADR looping. And that's also one of the jobs I do on the side in Portland, outside of LA. I run a loop group. It's called Rebel Loop. And so if you want to see me as a director of talent, you can go to rebelloop.com and watch me
Oh yeah.
screaming dirty things at my actors. All
Oh
the time.
yeah.
That's one of my most fun jobs that I love. I love looping. It's so fun. It's all improvisation. It's doing all the fight sounds, all the police chatter. It's doing all that stuff. It's so fun and it's so challenging.
That's so
So
cool, man. I'm gonna.
yeah,
Well, there's gonna be a link to that Rebel Loop, right? Was it Rebel Loop?
yeah. REBELOOP.com. So
There it
Reby
is.
Loop, I guess. Rebel Loop it.
Yeah. No, rebelloop.com.
Yeah.
That's gonna
That's
be.
fun. That's
That's
fun.
that's awesome, brother.
That's fun. I'm
Well,
always
guys.
looking for new talent for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see a different side. We get to see a different side of you a little bit. That'll be
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And
It's where actors go to retire. You direct other actors.
oh gosh, Mike, you are not. I have a feeling you're a long way from retirement, my friend.
I mean,
There's
what
a
else
lot
can
of
I
life.
do? I have no other skills, so I'm stuck.
That's
Stuck
right.
till I die in the booth. Just
Yeah.
Is he
So
still in the
there.
booth? Yeah, he collapsed. Yeah, that checks out.
He went out. At least he went out doing what he loved. It's
Yep,
kind of one of those deals.
exactly.
Um,
1000%.
well, guys,
1000%.
listen. This has been an absolute a blast, Mike, having you back, and I really appreciate you
My
taking the
man.
time to do this. And
Anytime I can for you. When I can, I will.
oh, well, thank you. And listen, guys, I want to remind everyone, and Val, thank you for putting the links in. That's right. We've got the show coming up this week. It is Inspiration Card Party, and it's on Sunday from 10 to 7 in Taylor, Michigan. Again, about 23 minutes out of Detroit. So basically, just basically Detroit, but just a little bit out. And so go check it out. It is free admission. It's a trading card event. There's games, arcades, axe throwing, cornhole. It's family fun for all ages. And Mike will be there the entire day. It's for you have a chance to purchase photo op with Mike, autograph, everything, and get to say hello and meet him face to face. And it's a real treat. And so if anyone here watching this live or in the replay tomorrow on Friday and on Saturday, if you are anywhere in driving distance, or like I said earlier, if you can hop on a plane, catch a sail, do whatever you got to do, get down there and say hello to Mike and let him know you're a Cravenite and that you saw him on the channel tonight and that you're representing the Craven, the Craven family.
We might even have something special for Cravenites if they show up and say I'm a Cravenite. We might. Robert may
Ooh.
have something for them. I'll ask him if it's a possibility, a unique
Ooh.
item that nobody else has. We'll see.
Now that's awesome, man.
We'll see.
So
No,
cool.
no promises. No promises. Robert might be like, you dickhead. I can't do that. But or maybe I'll just buy people a shot, and if they're not of age, I'll buy them a drink or something. At least.
Oh man!
But I think we might have something that
okay.
might be unique for Cravenites.
Sweet. That's
Dead
amazing
serious.
if you do, man.
Yeah.
That's really
All
cool. And
right.
it'll be a
And
great
I'll ask,
time.
I'll ask everybody that comes up to the table where they found out about it too. So I'll double check.
Okay, fantastic, guys. And just remember, you go to sixcommarketing.com if you want to book Mike for a convention appearance or a private autograph signing. Go to sixcom.marketing, inquire right there on the channel on the website, and you'll get booking availability and fees. Robert will get in touch with you, and you guys will go from there. But Mike, this was a lot of fun.
So fun.
If you hang tight, I'll meet you backstage where we started, and
All right.
then we'll say our goodbye finally. But for everyone in the chat, thank you all for being here. And listen, do me a favor, spread this stream when it's over here. Spread it out, share it on your social media, and the more awareness we can bring to it for replay, the better. All right. Thank you guys so much. Mike, I'll see you in a second. And everyone else, thank you. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Bye.